Hello friends, my pleasant and humble wishes. Today let us talk about June 25 current affairs. Prime Minister backed delimitation exercise, grassroots democracy in Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterated his government's commitment to fostering grassroots democracy in Jammu Kashmir during his meeting with 14 leaders of 8 mainstream political parties, even as he sought their cooperation in first completing the delimitation exercise for assembly seats in the Union Territory, which would eventually lead to elections. He said at the first outreach meeting between the Union government and the mainstream political leaders, a meeting which by all accounts are held in cordial atmosphere. Mr. Modi said, the distance from Delhi, the seat of power, and the distance between hearts should be removed to convey the spirit in which the meeting was called. While every party spoke on restoration of statehood, the continuous issues of special status of J&K, which was removed by reading down of Article 370, was also raised through many parties spoke of it as a legal fight as the matter was being heard in the Supreme Court. People's Democracy Party chief Mehbooba Mufti did, however, stressed on the need to restore special status. After the meeting, Mr. Modi, indicating that this was the first among many such outreach efforts, tweeted, "Today, meeting with political leaders from Jammu Kashmir is an important step in the ongoing efforts towards a developed and progressive Jammu Kashmir, where all-round growth is furthered." He added that delimitation has to happen at a quick pace so that polls can happen and Jammu Kashmir get an elected government that gives strength to its development trajectory. The biggest strength of our democracy is the ability to sit across the table and exchange views, he said. The government source said the Prime Minister thanked all the participating leaders for making it to Delhi for the meeting. National Conference leader Omar Abdullah in a press after meeting said, "We told the Prime Minister that we don't stand with what was done on August 5, 2019. We are not ready to accept it, but we won't take law in our hands. We will fight this in court." We also told the Prime Minister that there has been a breach of trust between state and centre. It is centre's duty to restore it. Similarly, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Congress leader, and Ms. Mufti also stated. She added that her party would struggle continuously, democratically, and peacefully for restoration of Article 370. In contacts with various stakeholders on Afghanistan, says Ministry of External Affairs. Comments add to unconfirmed reports of India-Pakistan back-channel talks. India on Thursday said it is in contact with various stakeholders in and around Afghanistan, confirming that South Bloc has adopted a broad-based approach to discuss the future of Afghanistan and the region around with various parties involved. The response came soon after National Security Advisor Ajit Doval addressed a meeting of his counterparts of Shanghai Cooperation Organization held on Thursday in Dubai and pitched to preserve developmental gains in Afghanistan. India supports all peace initiatives and have a long-term commitments towards development and reconstruction of Afghanistan. In this context, we remain in touch with various stakeholders, including regional countries, said Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Arindam Bakshi. The comment has added more substance to the reports that India has held around secret talks with members of Taliban in Doha. Discussion at FATF. Cross-border attacks against India by LET and JEM have been at the center of India's recent tension with Pakistan. The issues being discussed at the FATF on Thursday and discussion on grey listing of Pakistan is expected as early as Friday. Mr. Doval also argued for monitoring new technology used by international terrorists like drones, dark web, artificial intelligence, blockchains and social media. Full license for Covaxin may take time. Bharat Biotech, the manufacturer of Covaxin, may not be given full license for its COVID vaccine just yet, said a senior health official, saying the vaccine will continue to be used under emergency authorization. While the company refused to comment on the latest development, Union Health Ministry officials said the authorities have sought more data from follow-up studies. The company earlier this week had submitted data from Phase 3 trials to Subject Expert Committee of Central Drug Standard Control Organization. The yet-to-be-published data submitted showed that Covaxin has demonstrated 77.8% efficiency in its Phase 3 trial, which was conducted on 25,800 subjects. The proposal seeking full licensure for Covaxin was looked into have sought more details. Till then, Covaxin will continue to be available to public under the earlier emergency authorization, said an official. Striking a comeback, re-energizing India-Africa's policy. New Delhi needs to make new commitments, developing and deepening links in health, space, and digital technologies. Africa is considered a foreign policy priority by India. The Narendra Modi government designed a forward-looking strategy to deepen relationship with African countries. Its implementation was managed quite well, with much political will invested in expanding the multi-phased engagement. Even as the COVID-19 era began in March 2020, New Delhi took new initiative to assist Africa through prompt dispatch of medicines and later vaccines. But now the policy implementation needs a critical review. The promotions of economic relation demands a higher priority. Industry representatives should be consulted about their grievances and challenges in the COVID-19 era. It is essential to impart a 21st century complexion to the partnership with Africa, as the above mentioned study argues. This means developing and deepening collaborations in health, space, and digital technology. Finally, to overcome China's challenge in Africa, increased cooperation between India and its international allies rates priority. The recent India-EU summit has identified Africa as a region where a partnership-based approach will be followed. Similarly, when a first in-person summit of the Quad's power is held in Washington, a robust partnership plan for Africa should be announced. For it to be ready in time, work by the Quad planners need to begin now. Case filed over various protests to be withdrawn. The Tamil Nadu government. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin on Thursday announced the withdrawal of all cases registered during the AIADMK government against those involved in peaceful protest. In his reply to the debate on the motion of thanks to the governor for his address to the assembly, he said cases filed against media house scrubbing their freedom of expression would also be withdrawn. Mr. Stalin said cases booked against farmers who have protested against the three farm laws and against those who have protested against the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 would be withdrawn. So would the cases filed against those who have protested against the methane project, Neutrino Observatory project, Kudankulam Nuclear Power Plant project and Chennai-Salem Expressway. Replying to some members' request to withdraw cases filed over the other issues, Mr. Stalin said the cases that have been filed when the AIADMK was in power were being scrutinized and action would soon to be taken in respect of case filed over other issues. Hope this video is very useful. I would like to say that our academy WAR, Win and Rule, is coaching students in various exams like NEET, TNPSC, UPSCs, as well as we are tutoring students from class 6 to 12 in all subjects. One-to-one student coaching is also available at students' preferable timing. For further detail, refer the description.